overcoming the fear of losing. Hi, it's Charlie giving you Wednesday's video here. Now, this was something that came in last week, and we had a load of feedback, and I'm trying to work my way through this feedback on these videos. And one person said that they have a fear of losing and taking action. So there's 3 tips that I'm going to give you on today's video with regards to fear of losing. The first one is going to be trying to put the trade, because that's what happens, in some form of context. Okay, so the first tip is placing it into context, and the easiest way of doing that is to say, look, this is just one trade that I'm going to take in the next 1,000 trades that I'm going to take. So desensitize the trade that you're about to take, because if you've got that fear of losing, oh God, what if I lose on this trade? Just desensitize it, put it in some form of context, and just say, well, look, you know, this is just one trade out of 1,000 trades. So is the outcome of this trade, does it really matter? Especially if you've got risk management. So if you're only risking, for argument's sake, 1% of your account, then is it really that big an issue? You're placing too big a level of importance on the outcome of that one trade. So that would be my first tip. The second would be to, if necessary, if you're currently risking 1% per trade or 2% per trade, like some people who have a big fear are risking way too much. So reduce the risk per trade. Maybe only have 0.5% of your account at risk on any one trade, or 0.3%, whatever it takes to make you feel more comfortable, because the more comfortable you are with the trade, the better your trade. So that's often a problem, that when I ask people who have a big fear, that and you ask them how much they're risking, they say, oh, I risk 2% per trade, and I'm like, wow, that's much more at the riskier end of trading. So reduce. Even if you are risking 1%, reduce it, because if you're still not comfortable, yes, desensitize the trade, but let's couple this up. Let's do a few things here. Reduce the risk as well. You can always, as your confidence grows over time, bring that risk per trade back up to your 1% level or whatever. But that would be point number 2. Now, point number 3 is a psychological point, and that is self-talk. Self-talk, talking to yourself. And what I mean by that is you need to, again, it's putting these things into perspective, but one little trick that I like to use, you can use this line with all manner of trading issues, is you can actually say, I can't afford not to take this trade. I can't afford not to. Again, you can use this in many different guises when it comes to trading, but when it comes to fear, I can't afford not to take the trade can be a great line. I would encourage people to actually write this line down on a notepad. I can't afford not to, because a lot of the time, you imagine if you don't take that next trade and it becomes a nice winner, well, you've now missed out on that opportunity. The opportunity cost is quite big of missing out. So using a line like that to say, actually, I can't afford not to take this trade, because this trade, even if this trade works out, it's not necessarily about the outcome of this one trade. It's about a stepping stone to the next trade after that, the next trade after that. So I can't not afford to take this trade. Anyway, there's 3 tips there for you on helping you how to overcome your fear of losing.